I'm from the South, so I speak slowly. So please bear with me for a moment. I need to talk about the war against boys. Girls have Girl Scouts, and it's a good thing because it helps girls to grow up to be women. There's Scouts of America. It's integrated with both boys and girls. There's 200,000 girls in the Scouts now. But there's nothing out there, no organizations that is designed exclusively to help boys become men. And for boys who don't have a man in the home, or for boys who have a emasculated man in the home because his mom dominates his dad, for boys who don't have a strong dad to help teach them how to be boys, they don't have anything out there to help them become men. And this is the result of social engineers who purposely pushed to emasculate boys. They pushed for the feminization of boys. So I don't know how many men are left in our society that can help these boys become men, but I think it needs to become a priority in our society. There's a hatred of men in our society among some folks. There's a target on the back of these boys. There are women that target these boys and push them to be feminine, emasculated men. So guys, any of us who still have our masculinity left, we need to help those boys if we can. I was born in the middle of the last century. It was a different time. Boys were boys and girls were girls. There were organizations to help boys become better men, men of integrity, men of good virtue, men who would be good citizens, men who would treat women the right way. And there were good organizations to help girls become women, who would be dignified women, who would have good morals and good virtue, and would treat men in the right way. But there's been a shift since then. And the target has been on the back of boys and on the back of men. I don't know what direction we're going to end up going from this point on, but just that alone gives me some concern on where our society is going to end up. We need something to help boys become strong, masculine, but virtuous men who hold to good morals. Other than the church, which unfortunately many churches have been feminized, and many men in those churches have been feminized, emasculated, or the strong men leave the church because the church has become so feminine, the guys don't feel comfortable in the church. That's unfortunate. There's a war against masculinity. There are people in our society that detest, hate, despise masculinity, and they're trying to destroy it. Gentlemen, it's time to push back on that. We can't allow that to happen. I don't know what the solution is. But if you're a strong man and you have boys, you have a son, spend time with that boy. Help him grow. Help him to know what a man is. Help him to grow into being a masculine, strong, virtuous man who holds the good morals and is a benefit to his family. He's not controlled by a woman that emasculates him in the marriage, but he's a man that protects his family. He's a man that teaches his boys how to be good men, and he's a man that's not dominated by his wife. That's when a family feels secure. That's when a family, when a family has a man that really guides that family from a masculine standpoint, and a mom who is very feminine, and she helps those boys to have a sense of control over their masculinity, but a man who will not allow those boys to be emasculated, but they grow up to be what was called gentlemen, then you have a good thing. You have a family that is functioning the way it's supposed to function. But the war against boys, the war against masculinity, and the assault on that type of family is very severe in society. There needs to be some kind of pushback, whether it be in prayer, whether it be in petition to God, that God would renew the churches, help the churches to stop trying to feminize the boys and emasculate the boys, but help the churches to do the right thing. Maybe the church can become that means by which boys can have some kind of an exclusive thing they can go to where they can learn how to be great men. Maybe that's where it will have to happen. I don't know. But we need something for boys. Girls have things that are exclusive for girls to become women. Boys have nothing. We got to do something for boys. Thanks for watching.